What's up, guys? Hugs, not drugs. So this video is going to be about when I was in Maine. I had been in, not prison, I had been in jail for roughly about 9 months. I was very excited about getting out, starting a new life. I had plans on what I was going to do, where I was going to start a new job, how I was going to do things, what gym I was going to go to, where I was going to go to church, where I was going to buy new clothes, what kind of shoes I was going to get, how I was going to get a haircut, streets I was going to walk down, places I was going to go because I hadn't been outside of a concrete box in such a long time, where I was going to eat food. I was going to eat Chinese this day. I was going to go to McDonald's. I just had a lot of plans on getting released, and then after getting released, I had a pretty solid plan on how I was going to stay sober and how I was just going to walk the narrow line and not go back.
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
And not go back to my old ways, because going back to my old ways scared me, and it scared me to death because everybody that I was around was dying or just having really bad things happen to them. Nothing good. Nobody ever, nothing good ever happened in the drug scene, that's for sure.
At the next light, turn right. There
was one guy who was in a sober house. His name was Mike, and Mike was homeless, okay? Straight homeless. He was at a homeless shelter, and these people came in to visit him, and they're like, "Mike, we've been searching for you forever, for 3 years, and we finally caught up with you." And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" They said, "Mike, you remember the car accident that you were in? Well, we think you have a really good chance of winning this settlement. Do you want to work with us?" And, he's homeless. Yeah, I want to work with you. If you can get me some money, yeah, get me some money. So the people are like, "All right, well, Mike, we just need you to sign these documents."
At the light, use the right 2 lanes to turn onto West Valley Boulevard.
We just need you to sign these documents and, hold on, let me turn this map off. Hold on. Shoot.
Turn right.
So Mike says to these people, "Yeah, I'll sign the papers. Give me a pen. I'll sign whatever you want." They leave, and the people keep calling Mike, and they're like, "Yeah, Mike, we think you're going to win this case. We think you're going to have a check." And Mike's telling everybody, "Hey, I might be getting this check, and I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this." He actually ended up getting the check for $250,000. A homeless guy, right? He used to bum cigarettes off people all the time. Never had $1 to his name. Didn't have any money for the bus. He gets $250,000, and it took him about 2 days to get a car, because he was searching for a specific Mini Cooper. It was called the John Cooper Works Mini Edition, or the Cooper, I don't know, some sort of Cooper Works of the Mini Cooper. It's like the souped up limited edition of the Mini Cooper. It's got the turbo, and it's got, all the bells and whistles. Anyways, he ends up getting it, and this car is beautiful. I'm saying at the time I had the Ford Fusion, and I thought the Ford Fusion was nice because the Ford Fusion was the SEL, and it was like the V6. So the Ford Fusions go SE and then SEL. So SE would be special edition, and then SEL, I believe, is special edition limited. And I had the SEL. SEL is actually decent. You got, it's sort of like a wannabe BMW, wannabe Mercedes. It's like pleather, and it looks decent. But so I thought my SEL was decent. When Mike shows up with this Mini Cooper, I'm just I'm looking at my car, and I'm just like my car looks like a toilet compared to his. His looks like a golden toilet. I don't know why I'm using that comparison, but it just made mine feel that it wasn't very good. And I remember just being like, wow, how do you go from being homeless to just having $250,000? Anyways, he's got the Mini Cooper. He's loving it, man. Living large. Crashes it a week later. Completely totals it. And he spent $2,000 on getting these special rims for it. Yeah, completely totaled it. I was trying to tell him how to invest. I said, this is when electric bikes were hot. They just came out, and you really couldn't get an electric bike for under $800. And good electric bikes at the time were selling for about $3,000. People were spending $3,000. It was a new thing. It was a big deal back in like 2017, or 2018. Anyways, but yeah, so Mike totals it. Ends up getting, what did he get? He ended up getting a nice Honda Civic, I don't know. Anyway, my brain's a little foggy right now, but he ends up getting another nice car and totals that one. What did he do? So with those two, so with the Mini Cooper, I think he bought it for $30, bought the rims for $2, and then all kinds. He got the cold air intake. He bought the exhaust. You know what I mean? Like all the parts. So he spent, I think he dropped probably around $40,000 or more on the Mini Cooper with all the accessories. Then he buys the new car. I think he spent $10,000 on that. Boom, blew that. Shoes, going out to eat, little things. He blew the $250,000 in like 3 months. It was completely gone, and then he was back to taking the bus again. It was so sad. And it was sad because this was like the time that I was really like doing good with money, and I was like really investing. Like I only had a little bit of money, but the little bit of money that I did have, I was like praying about it, like asking God to like help me. And I felt like God was like really like not necessarily like showing me what to buy, but I felt like God was keeping my mind like just clear enough to make proper decisions. And I tried to get Mike, Mike, let's turn, you don't got to give me your $250,000. Mike, let's take 10,000 and let's turn that into $1 million, and we'll do it for sure. Let's just do it. But it's just, when he had the money, there were so many people asking him for like handouts, and just so many people wanting stuff from him that you really couldn't even talk to him because everybody was like up on him, trying to just, be friends with him. And so I couldn't talk any sense into him, but it's okay. But yeah, so he ended up losing it, and I feel bad. I don't even know if he's alive now. I haven't seen him in years. But yeah, so I'm trying to think, what was I talking about before I started talking about Mike? Yeah, so I'm in Maine, and been in jail. I'm getting ready to get out, and so I finally get out. I'm out. I'm living in a sober house. I remember not liking the sober house. Well, kind of liking it. I'm sorry. I take that back. I liked the sober house. I just didn't really like the manager and some of the people there. There was like 8 of us there. We all took the bus. There was only one guy with a car, and we're all trying, because it's cold. It's snowing, and if it's not snowing, it's raining, and the buses run like, I don't know, like every 2 hours or whatever. And so having a car is a pretty significant deal when you're living with 8 guys and everybody's taking the bus. So I remember just like always like, because if I took an Uber to work, I think the Uber at the time, I want to say it was like $17 to work and then $17 back. And I think the money that I was making at work was like $100. So boom, there's 40 right there. So that means like I'm spending 40 just to go back and forth. And so I remember just like always like trying to get a ride from Preston, because if Preston gave me a ride, then I made 100 and I didn't make 60. And I was struggling. Like every dollar to me mattered. Like I was really, I didn't have clothes. At the time was I vaping? I don't know if I was smoking. That's right. Yeah, I was smoking. At the time I'm paying for cigarettes. I'm not on Suboxone. I'm not on methadone. Nothing. I've been in jail. I'm completely sobered. I'm completely detoxed. But I'm still like not well. I'm really trying to focus my mind on God and trying to just be a good Christian. But at the same time, I'd been locked up for so long, I kind of just wanted to let loose. And I felt so like trapped in jail. And then when I got out, I felt trapped. And I just wanted to just like let go and not necessarily just go and party it up, but just like be free for a minute. And I just didn't feel free. And not only did I not feel free, but I didn't have anything going for me because the work that I was doing was temporary. Like they called me every once in a while. They had let me into the sober house on this like grant scholarship, but I still owed them money. So every time that I did get paid, which was not a lot, they were asking for money, and it was never enough. And so I've got the sober house, and I'm always afraid I'm gonna get kicked out. That's my biggest fear. Because there's managers, and there's the managers above them, and then there's the owners, and so there's all these people, like this chain of hierarchy of command of the sober house, and some of them are cool and some of them aren't, and some of them have the power to kick you out and some of them don't. And the ones that want you out, the ones that want to kick you out may not necessarily have the power to kick you out, but they're trying to be on the good side of the guys that can kick you out. So like it's political. You're trying to like fight for friendship with the people. You want to be on the good side of the people that can kick you out, and then the people that are trying to do you dirty, you're trying to like protect yourself from them. So it was really like a big political mess. That was Jesse Harvey's sober house. He ended up dying from an overdose. It made the paper and everything. But so I'm in the sober house, like I said, having these issues, and I was there for, I want to say 2 or 3 months, doing really good. I found this local church. It was called Connect Church. Shout out to Connect Church in Lewiston. Awesome church. I loved it. Also, I was on the online dating thing and trying to like find a Christian woman to marry and settle down and have kids and start a family. But I couldn't really hang out with them because I had to go back to the sober house, and it was just awkward, like not having a job. Not really having a job, living in a sober house, but then trying to date and present yourself as this man who can support a family, but you're just got out of jail, and then you gotta like go on dates and get to know this girl, but you got this situation with the sober house, and it's just, and then she's gotta have a car because you don't have a car, and then she has to pick you up, and I don't have gas money, so it's like I gotta wonder if she's gonna want gas money from me, or maybe I have enough to bring her to Applebee's, but I don't have enough for gas. So you see what I'm saying? It's just not a good feeling. I was not confident, and I wanted to be independent. I wanted to have things going for me. I wanted to feel like a real man, and I wanted to feel like a productive member of society. I didn't have any help. Nobody would help me, and I felt like I needed somebody to like carry me and bring me from point A to point B just to get me rolling. And I just never had anybody, which is a reason why I came to California. But so yeah, so that's happening. I'm doing the Christian thing, really trying to just build my relationship with God, and I'm listening to a lot of praise and worship music. I'm going to church every Sunday. I was a member of the church. You have to be an official member. You sign these papers, and that means you're dedicating like part of your life to this church. And there's certain duties like volunteering, and so like that was me. I was being a productive member of the church. And so what ended up happening? My dad lived in South Portland, which was about an hour away from the sober house. And I remember, because since I had been doing so good, that I earned some privileges. And part of the privileges was they were going to allow me to go and spend the weekend at my dad's house. And really what I wanted to do was, yes, I did want to see my dad, but I just wanted to like just be free for a couple days and see some of my old friends. And my plan was not to get high. I just kind of just wanted to just be away, you know, just have some freedom. So I'm trying to find a parking spot. So they let me go, and what I do is I take a Greyhound bus, but it's called Concord Coach, or maybe it was Greyhound, but we'll just say Greyhound because I forget. So I take the Greyhound from Lewiston down to Portland, and when the bus drops you off, it drops you off right in the center of Portland, like where all the junkies and Preble Street and everything's going on. And I think the plan was to get dropped off and then get to Congress Street and then catch the bus over to my dad's house. I don't remember exactly, but I think that was the plan. So I go. I remember it was a nice bus ride. They had you could plug your phone into the charger on the bus. They're playing a movie, it was some comedy movie, and yeah, it was decent. And the bus drops me off, and right when it drops me off, I immediately start seeing people, addicts that I know, because when you do a couple years in the county jail, you got addicts coming in and out. So I knew every addict in the city. Like, I felt so safe walking around at any time, because if I ran into like a troublemaker or a shady character, 9.9 times out of 10, I knew exactly who they were, and they knew exactly who I was, because I knew everybody from the jail, which made me feel pretty comfortable. But yeah, so I immediately start bumping into addicts, and this is what happened. So nobody offered me drugs. I saw somebody I knew, and I don't know how this happened or why it happened, but I just said, "Yo, do you got a sub?" Just my addict mentality. I don't know. Like, "Hey, do you have a sub?" Because I knew this person, and this person, I knew them to have a Suboxone prescription, or at least have Suboxones. They always had them. And so I don't know. I didn't plan it. It just came out. "Yo, you got a sub?" And I remember asking them, "Yo, you got a sub?" And I remember just the feeling of like, wait, why? What am I doing? Wait, I don't do subs. Like, what's going on? And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "How many do you want?" And I'm just like, and I'm thinking, like, I don't want any. Like, I don't even want subs. But I'm just like, I don't know, one. Like, okay. And I'm just getting the money out of my pocket, and they're like handing it to me, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I just got here 2 seconds ago. How am I buying Suboxone? And so I get it. But then once it's in my hand, it's like, now I need to get a needle. I'm not gonna take it orally. Like, are you crazy? Like, if I have no, I'm injecting it for sure. So that's what I did. I went. So what people's hustles around Portland is, the needle exchange gives you free needles. So people just hang around Portland and they sell needles for $1. And then as it starts getting later, like at nighttime, needles are now $2 or $3 because they know people don't have them. So they jack up the price at night, and people pay them. I paid $3 for a needle. So yeah, so I go, I find a needle, and usually in Portland, if you're a junkie and you try to like go into a Starbucks, like they won't even let you use the bathroom because they know what you're gonna do. Like, no, you're not. You're not gonna go overdose in my bathroom, buddy. No, not on my shift. So, but the thing is that I didn't look like a junkie because I'd been sober for so long. So any public restroom I go into, here's the key. Go ahead. So there was this bathroom. I used to I had certain bathrooms that I would like only do drugs in the city, and there was a bunch of them. But one of them was at the Portland Public Market. You go upstairs, and they got these. It's like the door to get in the bathroom. It costs 25 cents, or maybe it was 50 cents. But you put it in, and it opens up the door. So that assures that like there's only going to be one person in there, and nobody can come in because they got to put the quarters in. And once you're in there, you can lock from the inside. So it gave you this like this very good amount of privacy where like nobody's going to bother you. Because for one, it costs money to get in. For two, they can't even put quarters in because you're in there. So I go in there, and the door, it's like this heavy steel door. If somebody wanted to break in, there's no way you're breaking in there. Like, that door is just too solid. So I got that. So I'm in there. It's got like these hippie paintings and like graffiti, not like gang graffiti, because there's no gangs there. It's more like artistic graffiti, and there's like decorations and air fresheners, and like, it's a very modern, hippie, very and big bathroom. Just a very, very, very nice bathroom. And so I go in there, I get my needle, I get my spoon, I take, when you're shooting Suboxone, it doesn't dissolve instantly. You gotta put it in the spoon, you gotta add the water, you gotta stir it, and then after you stir it, it still doesn't dissolve. Like, making Suboxone dissolve takes a while. Like, it's a process. And you're not supposed to heat. I don't think you're supposed to heat it, but I didn't heat it because Suboxone's clean, so you don't need to worry about heating it. So I put the water and I'm mixing it up. And I remember not even needing to tie off using a belt or anything for my veins, because I was so healthy that my veins just like stuck out, so I could hit a vein without even trying. And so I do it. And when you're shooting sub, you can't shoot the whole sub because it's too much material for it to dissolve. So you need to do it in like quarters, and it's an 8 milligram strip. So you got to do it in like 2, and so that's what I do. So I do about 2 milligrams in my first shot, and I remember pulling the plunger, getting the red flag, and then doing it. And then after doing it, right when you shoot it, you get this orange taste in your mouth. And you're like, because it has Suboxone tastes like orange. When you shoot in your veins, you can taste it. So I remember shooting it and just being, there's that orange tasting, and I remember that taste. That's familiar. And so I do that, and when you shoot Suboxone, it's not like heroin where it's instant. It's kind of instant. Like, it's instant to where you kind of feel it, but it has to like really go through your bloodstream for a few minutes to get affected. It's weird, even though you shoot it. Suboxone is it's a weird thing to shoot. But yeah, and so I do it, and I'm like, whew, I'm on cloud 9. I'm wrecked on 2 milligrams, completely wrecked. And I remember like walking around Congress Street, listening to music, running up and down the street, talking to everybody. Hey, how's it going? Going in the store. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's your shift going? Oh, you're doing good? Yay, my name's Timothy. Hey, yeah, you want to be friends? And just making friends and just being the life of the party. And by the end of the night, I had bought in dope. I've got a pocket full of heroin, and I overdose. Or no, I'm sorry, I don't overdose. I do more than I should have, and I'm laying down next to the railroad tracks. I don't know what I was thinking. Cops show up. Excuse me, sir. Sir, what are you doing? You on probation or parole? I'm just like, oh man. Yes, sir. I'm on probation. All right, what's your name? All right, you mind if I pat you down? You got anything sharp? It's gonna poke me, prod me? You got anything I gotta worry about? Yeah, there's some needles in my pocket. Are they uncapped? Yeah, I think a couple of them are. That's the way they get. And they brought me to jail. And so I'm back on a violation. End up doing 90 days for that. And so that's just to show you guys how quick it can happen if you're not grounded in faith, grounded in a routine, and grounded in the community. I wasn't grounded. I was doing things and I was trying to get grounded, but I was like a seed, and the seed had sprouted, but I'm just on top of the ground. My seed didn't go into the soil and get roots. And that's what I needed. I needed roots, and that's what I didn't have. So, yeah, that's just a little story to let you guys know how easy it is to just be here and then just boom, be right back in it. All right, hugs, not drugs.